How's it going, everybody? Texas Man here. I hope that you guys are all having a wonderful day. If you guys would please give this video a thumbs up if you guys do really enjoy it. Subscribe, of course, if you guys have not already. Also, do me the biggest favor of all, make sure you guys hit that bell notification button so you guys do not miss out on future videos or streams here on the channel. And as always, we're going to be talking positives and negatives. We're going to be talking about Blade Runner. Now, I've already discussed Blade Runner 2049 here on the channel, and I did a review for that film when it came out theatrically. So if you guys haven't had a chance to watch that movie review, after this video has concluded, there's going to be a playlist available so you can not only watch this video, but you can watch the sequel, Blade Runner 2049, starring Harrison Ford and Ryan Gosling as well. And I hope you guys will check out that video. So this film came out in 1982. It is rated R. The film is directed by Ridley Scott. And the film follows Deckard, played by Harrison Ford, and he is a replica hunter. He is a Blade Runner. And basically he's a cop with no limitations on what he needs to do in order to hunt down any sort of replicators. And replicators. I got Stargate on the brain. His job is to hunt down any replicas that are on other planets that keep coming to Earth. And if you are a replica and you come to Earth, the Blade Hunters will hunt you down and kill you, and nobody asks why. And so it's his job to eliminate them before they cause chaos to human society. However, Deckard ends up falling in love with the replicant, and it causes a spiral of events, and it leads to a lot of turmoil within political structures and social structures. Great story, great action, performances are just top notch, and despite the film being a slower movie, it is a very slower paced type of film. It doesn't matter if you're watching the theatrical version or what I have is called the final cut, so it's the director's edition, and I think the director's edition is definitely miles better than the theatrical version. I've watched both versions, and the final cut, the director's version, is just, it's like an hour longer, but it's definitely worth it because you get a lot more backstory and a lot more explanations and more world building and character moments. Because the film is slower paced, because the film is slower paced, it allows you to be able to absorb characters. It allows you to enjoy their motivations, their backstories, their motivations, and it allows for the world building to happen. You get to experience everything that is shown on screen. And yeah, it is a film of its time. It definitely looks like a film from the 80s. And what's kind of funny is that the film is set in 2019. So it is kind of interesting to see how people thought Earth would look like 30, 40 years later. And here we are, and it's nowhere close. So it's kind of funny. The intensity of the action and the dialogue, it makes the film very intriguing to watch. Even though it is a slow burn of a film, it is still an intriguing watch. The special effects make the film just visually beautiful. It's a beautiful film to look at. It's remarkable for what they were able to accomplish back in the 80s. And I think that not only is this a film, a cult classic, but I think it's a sci-fi masterpiece that I think everybody should watch. Now, two things I want to discuss that are negative for the film. First of all, this film is rated R. There are some nudity scenes within the film, so do keep that in mind in case you're sensitive to that. And then lastly, the ending of the film. It is a gigantic cliffhanger. There is there is resolution to most character arcs, motivations, plots, and subplots. But there definitely is one thing that they don't resolve. And as somebody that hates cliffhanger endings, I can only imagine what a disappointment the ending was when they didn't resolve that one plot line at the end. Like, does the last replica actually get hunted down? What happens to Deckard because he's protecting the replica? Where do they go? Who lives? Who dies? How does the film resolve that major plot line? And it never happens. If you want the answer to that question, you have to wait 30 years. You have to wait 30 years plus to get your resolution answer in Blade Runner 2049. And that is it. Now, since I've already reviewed Blade Runner 2049 and now I've officially done the first film, and I know it's kind of weird I've done it out of order, but it's what it is. I will state the fact that I think we should get a third one. Now, you're probably calling me crazy down in the comment section. Why do we need a third one? 2049 wraps the story up perfectly. Yeah, but I think they could still explore the Blade Runner franchise universe more. I still feel like there is other adventures they could have in this universe. And I know you're probably thinking, well, you just hate, but you hate prequels and sequels. I think that this franchise could do with a third film. Just one more. Just one more. One. Make it a epic trilogy, sci-fi epic trilogy with Harrison Ford that isn't butchered by woke social agenda bullshit messaging, and just make a good classic masterpiece sci-fi trilogy film with Harrison Ford that isn't bound by the limitations and irritations of current people that run studios and push their agendas into things like Star Wars and Indiana Jones and Star Trek. just like for example, like I'm excited for like Stargate coming back, but at the same time I wouldn't want it to in this day and age because of all the woke political bullshit that happens. It would be worse than Stargate Universe. I think Blade Runner would excel at telling a third story, but it would have to be written by a competent writer. It would need to be directed by somebody similar to Ridley Scott. I don't think Ridley Scott would be up to it. And I feel like the passion, the fandom for this cult classic franchise is there and still alive 30, 40 years later. So with that, I'm going to give the original Blade Runner from 1982 a 9 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Look forward to more awesome videos and streams coming out soon. Check out the Blade Runner playlist. Have a great day. Bye, guys.